AITA for not letting my stepdaughter play with my daughter's dolls. I'm a 39-year-old father with two daughters, one biological and one through marriage. My older daughter, who is 15, has developed a substantial collection of dolls over the past decade. Her collection includes everything from baby dolls to high-fashion dolls, each carefully displayed in her dollhouse and various cases and stands. For her, these dolls are more than just toys. They represent years of effort and personal investment. Occasionally, my younger daughter, who is 7, is allowed to play with these dolls under the supervision of her older sister. This arrangement works well because my older daughter is very particular about how her dolls are handled. She has a meticulous system for storing and displaying them, and she appreciates having control over their care. Recently, my older daughter went out of town for a friend's birthday trip. During her absence, my stepdaughter, who is my older daughter's half-sister, expressed a desire to play with the dolls. Given the importance of the collection to my older daughter, I decided to consult her first. When I reached out to her, she clearly stated that she did not want anyone else playing with her dolls while she was away. Her primary concern was ensuring that the dolls were not damaged and that they were returned to their proper places. Respecting my older daughter's wishes, I informed my stepdaughter that she couldn't play with the dolls until her sister returned. This decision led to a significant emotional reaction from my stepdaughter. She was very upset and had a meltdown, expressing her frustration and sadness at not being able to play with the dolls. Her response was intense, and she repeatedly mentioned how she hated being excluded from playing with them, and how she wished she had as many dolls as her sister. I understand her feelings and sympathize with her frustration. As a parent, I want to be fair and supportive to both of my daughters. I also recognize that starting a collection of her own might be a good way to address her feelings, but this is a process that will take time and effort. The situation took another turn when my partner came home from work and was informed about the issue. She was quite upset with me for not allowing my stepdaughter to at least play with one of the dolls. My partner argued that it would have been better to let her play with just one doll, as it seemed unreasonable to restrict her from interacting with any of the dolls at all. I explained my perspective, emphasizing that my older daughter's collection is deeply meaningful to her. Each doll is special not just for its material value, but for the memories and effort attached to it. Even if a new doll could replace a broken one, it wouldn't substitute for the sentimental value and the time spent in curating the collection. My partner was still unhappy with my decision, and suggested that since we could potentially buy a new doll if necessary, it shouldn't have been a big deal to let my stepdaughter play with one. I maintained my stance, focusing on the importance of respecting my older daughter's wishes regarding her collection and the emotional impact of her dolls. In light of this situation, I'm questioning whether I was being unreasonable or overly rigid in my decision. I aim to balance the feelings of both of my daughters while honoring the significant value that my older daughter places on her collection. So, AITA for sticking to my decision and not allowing my stepdaughter to play with the dolls?